Hi guys, welcome to another Ride 5 livery build with myself, Crixus, and today we are with Davey Todd. Well, we're not with him, he's at the Northwest 200, so I'll let him off, it's fine, no worries. But the reason I picked this one, quite interestingly, is because of the use of carbon. It's quite an interesting BMW. This particular BMW 2023 model is a challenge to do, and as a result, I'm going to start with the back for the first time ever, because I hate doing this BMW. Seriously, such a challenge. Because of those big wings, it's always awkward with the different angles you have to use. So we'll start with the back, we'll get that over and done with, and enjoy the easy bit, because there's not much of work to do on the back. And then we'll move into the carbon really quickly, no messing around here. And we're going to start patching that front with carbon. It's like a checkerboard is carbon, so we'll dive in and we'll start matching it up as best as we can. Yeah, when you're doing carbon, you can enlarge and you can lessen the sticker about 20%, and it looks all right, it looks quite decent. But if you start making it too big or too small you're going to lose the texture of the carbon and it's just going to become a black square. And too large, it's going to not look like carbon anymore. It's just going to look like a checkerboard, and it's going to stretch and skew over the curves of the bike if you make it too big. So if you can, when using with carbon, do try to match it up. It is like a checkerboard. Do try and keep the pattern going. You don't need to match the sticker right on the side of another sticker. You can overlap somewhat and it still looks good. So yeah, a real key watch out. I see a lot of people stretching carbon stickers right over the front of bikes. Doesn't look cool. I made that mistake in the past as well. Unfortunately, there's no way to get around it. You're just gonna have to patch it together. And as a result, you will probably sacrifice 50, 100 layers just to make it look spot on. But as you can see, the front is looking mighty carbon right now. This is a brand new livery. I made this livery during a practice session of the BSB round just past, the one at Alton Park. There was no really good photographs of this livery, so I just kind of watched the TV and then based it off a couple of screenshots from that. So please forgive me for any discrepancies on this one. But it's a gorgeous bike. I really love any bike that utilizes the carbon print. This one's no different. And I also really like the use of the bright orange and bright pink, obviously. Stick the loose sticker. Another thing that you really need to be wary of when you're using stickers and carbon, if you have a sticker that you've patched out with a lot of colors, which sometimes does happen, you can probably save a few layers just by patching it out rather than making it 100% accurate. Therefore, you would see blacks or whatever color it is appear on that sticker if you've kind of added bits. It's hard to explain, but do try and make, especially your key sponsors on the bike, as close to accurate as possible without patching it up with bits of basic colors and basic stickers. So we're just doing the always interesting design on the front of a BMW. I'm yet to see a livery that has a consistent design. They all use the same colours but have a different pattern. But I like this one. So Davey Todd, as I said, is currently at the Northwest 200. Davey is a bit younger than me, born in 1995. Started off in motocross back when he was 6 years old. I think I probably started motorcycles when I was 4 or 5, but yeah, soon stopped it. David did not. David continued. He joined the motocross. By the age of 7, he'd already won a motocross race. Did enduro as well. In fact, I met Davey Todd for the first time, it would have been over 10 years ago now, at Cadwell Park. It was in November. It was freezing cold. It was raining. There was very few spectators, but it was a British supermoto event. And he was there with Storm Stacey, who was tiny at the time, if you can imagine. And yeah, they pretty much swept the field, them two, first and second in pretty much every race. And yeah, there was a couple of guys I was stood near at the time. And I remember them saying, oh, that Davey's going to go on to do amazing things. And they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. He entered road racing, certainly in the TT. That was back in 2018. He joined the TT, did his debut, was the second fastest newcomer in history. He did a lap, his very first TT debut, he did 128.379 miles per hour lap. And he earned the TT Newcomers Trophy, the RST Star of Tomorrow Award, and I think there was one more. Yep, the TT Privateers Championship. Back in 2019, won the International Road Racing Championship with victories at Chimay and Froberg, excuse the pronunciation. And he secured his first international road race victory in the Northwest 200 in 2019. That was in the Supersport class. You can see that I'm continuing to patch and follow the contours with the carbon print at the moment. You don't need to match it up 100% perfect on the side. You really do notice the front. The light catches the front a lot more. Doesn't usually catch the side quite as much, but it's still, don't go stretching it and making it massive. Do really try and get something as accurate and as clean as possible. So as I was saying, in 2024, that was really the big year. Last year, Davey Todd really made a name for himself. Senior TT victory in one of the most prestigious accolades in motorcycle racing, the TT, isn't it? The Superstock Triumph, he won the RL360 Superstock race, earning that Joey Dunlop trophy. He rode that Ducati Panigale V2 in that Supersport class, achieving podium finishes. So a huge year for Davey. And in 2025, he has his own team already alongside Peter Hickman, and it is the 810 Racing team, and that is what we are creating today. It's the BMW M1000R, and this design is pretty new. Like I say, I had not seen a picture of it. I'd only seen it out on track in Alton Park in a practice session. But you can see that there's some really nice, interesting details. I've spoken to a couple of guys who make liveries about this BMW, about the challenges of dealing with those big fat wings at the side, but also about how to create a custom livery. It's very difficult because of the contours and the shape of the side of that BMW to design something quite unique and quite nice that fits. It's actually quite hard. There's just something about it, and you'll see that every BMW, this type of BMW, the liveries are always quite interesting, they're always quite different. But I think I liked Leon Haslam's 2024 livery, the one with the Rocket BMW. Very unique with the different lines going on, but I liked how they tackled the side of this bike. It's better than sticking the blue and red and the very dark navy blue shapes on the side, seemingly random shapes. And yeah, I mean, it looks fine at the end because it's very BMW, but I would have liked something a little bit more creative, and I really liked what the Rocket BMW did last year. And there's some fantastic liveries of that already created. And of Davey Todd. There's many liveries of Davey Todd that have been created, from his Power Tool mate Ducati Panigale V2 to his Macau bike, which I created last year. No, it wasn't last year. It was the 2023 Macau bike. If you remember the very bright patchwork quilt style with the MGM logo on the side and the RK Burroughs logo. Stunning, absolutely stunning, very unique and quite difficult to do. Last year he went with like a navy blue MGM. Oh, no, it wasn't navy, it was a bit brighter, wasn't it? And my good friend Adam BGP, he did that one. It's the base colour red, which is unusual, right? I've made it like a crimson red. The reason I did that is because I've been patching it up with carbon, and I want some areas to look black carbon, I want some areas that will be black gloss, and it's very difficult to know which is which when your base colour is also black. So by changing it into that crimson red, I knew that I didn't have any chunks, like any gaps leaving it within the carbon and so on. Just made the design a little bit easier. I didn't want to miss anything. but it is a nice crimson red, which is might be a nice livery to do, a custom livery at some point with that colour. Maybe have a gloss combination with the dark maroon. Getting towards the bottom of the bike now. So you have the wool foil sticker. If you really can, please do have a go at the fonts. It will make a difference. It will elevate your sticker, your overall livery somewhat. It really does stand out when you see the standard fonts used on a bike. I know that sometimes it can't be helped and layers are a burden, but if you can, have a go at doing some of your own fonts with shapes. Certainly at the beginning, when you first start making liveries, that might be too much of an ask, but what you can do, although it's not perfect, but it will build your confidence, is take the fonts that are already in the game and try to tweak them, try to add details, try to skew them a little bit. And then from there, you'll begin to gain the confidence to do your own. But the 810 Racing sticker, there's kind of two variations, one at the 8 at the top and then one where it's all landscape. You can see both of them on the bike. There was a sticker on the side of this, the one I'm just putting on now, that Global Robots. My gosh, it took me way too long to actually work out what that sticker was. I was going through all of my screenshots and I couldn't see it at all. And then I saw somebody posted a livery. They shared a livery on Ride 5 already. They must have been there. I don't know how they got it, but they wrote Global Robots on the side, so I looked it up and I was like, there it is. Thanks for that, buddy. So I was able to create the Global Robot sticker and put that on. It's really starting to take shape. I love the colour. The orange and the pink just work so well on a pure, like, black, almost stealth-like bike. I haven't done a Peter Hickman one yet. I'm actually currently in China as I'm filming this, so it was hit and miss whether or not I'd be able to film and record this one. But the VPN's holding up. Put the Swan logo. Just use the font and save the font separate, and then I can either use that for something or I can then put my own simple red, yellow and green background. I decided to carry on that white line because on the actual racing bike that part of the mudguard isn't there. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different with it. And again with the Akrapovic sticker, it's a slightly different version. It's the Akrapovic is written under the logo, and rather than create a sticker with loads of layers, I just use milestone zone and then patch it up like so. Yeah, getting towards the end, see if there's anything else I can put in. We don't like wasted space here. Might even put, there we go, a Ride 5 livery sticker. There's room for it, why not? And we can flip that, we can see the carbon. You can see the tank has a matte finish, matte black finish. On the rail bike I wanted just that more level at the front. It is a little bit straighter on the rail bike, so let's use that. Number 7's looking spot on. We're almost there, guys. I'm going to make this a bit darker on the front because, again, my screenshots looked slightly off. Now I've turned it to gloss. I can see that it was just a little bit too bright. I'm just going to make it a bit darker. Yeah. Let's head to the showcase, shall we? There she is. This is the Davey Todd Replica 2025 810 Racing BMW. Gorgeous, really nice, and it is very dark. You can go kind of two ways with carbon. You can make it look a bit more grayer, or you can go quite dark like this. Both effects look good, and when the light shines off it on track, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. I didn't know that was coming, right? So it's a lot of effort for a little reward, but when you see the light and when you see the shine catch off that carbon, it's well worth it, and it will elevate your liveries with other people that might have just done a straight black gloss. Right, so let's take her for a ride. I don't have a helmet, but you bet I've got a suit. Again, a couple of screenshots I was able to grab and make a suit. It's pretty simple actually. Just a nice big fat big white number 7 on the back with a BMW logo. A lot of sponsors on the arms. Really nice. This is out for download now. You can search for D Todd 2025. That's for both the suit. I think the suit is 810 Racing. Search for 810 Racing. They'll be shared on the Instagram channel Ride Liveries back when I'm back home and can access those screenshots. I do have another video coming out quite shortly, going to be later this week. It's going to be a brand new series. It's going to be very, very different, but it's all livery based, of course, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be a good one, so stick around a little bit later this week. You can enjoy that. Here is the famous stoppy pose. Look at Davey Todd there, at Alton as well, of course. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you next time. Cricks out. Please do enjoy this next video as well. Go on a binge, and subscribe, please. Can't believe it, 200 subscribers at this point. I am incredibly thankful, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.